When it comes to blanket stitch applique and Pfaff sewing machines, again, you're going to have lots of options to choose from. When you look up here, you're going to see quite a few stitches that kind of look like a blanket stitch. And that's really where you want to stitch them all out, see what the combination is. Some go back and forth multiple times and they stitch out thicker. Some will go back and forth and have 2 stitches in between each jump. Stitch number 60 on the Pfaff Quilt Expression 4.2 sewing machine is the one I like the best. I still have the ability to adjust it for a little bit wider, a little bit longer, and if I touch the Alt button, I can even adjust where it sits within my foot, so I can adjust it as I go. You'll notice that it recommends foot 1A and the stabilizer with the dual feed. Now, I am going to cheat just a little bit. So number one, you can see it a little bit easier as I stitch, is to go ahead and purchase from your local Pfaff store an open toe foot. So notice how there is both a clear foot and a metal one. What is the difference? Well, they're identical, except a clear one costs less, technically could break in the future, and a metal one's going to cost more and probably will not break. So yes, you can see a little bit more, but you know what? It's cut out in the middle for that reason. So they both have those red marks on the left and right side, so it doesn't matter. It's really up to you which one that works. So I'm going to go ahead and put the foot on, engage the IDT, and even just kind of stitch out a couple stitches here. I can even set it up to be with the tie-off menu. So I can go to F2, and if I want it to lock at the beginning and lock at the end and cut, I could actually turn all of that on. So, and I can also set it up so and I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm talking about, where I can move the needle position to be lined up with one of these little marks that's on the foot. Actually, before I move it, I'm going to just show you. Here we go. So we can actually move it to be like completely right justified. And now I'll let you see what I'm talking about. So see how I moved the entire stitch to the far right side? I could even move it, even not so far. I could even adjust it so that, here, we'll just adjust it while I sew. There we go. Isn't that nice? And I could even adjust it so the little forward stitch is right on the center line, and they'll have something to follow. Let's do it that way. Okay, so I've got a little applique, and if I lower the presser foot and then touch it again, I can really move that into position. And because that little red line is hanging out there, I know that that is right where it's going to start. Now this stitch might be a little wide for this shape and the size of the shape, so I might want to adjust that setting down so it's more in proportion to what I'm actually sewing. So let's do 2.5 by 2.5, and I might need to actually move then my needle position just a little bit. Here we go. But now I can truly set my needle in the down position, because then I can hover when I want here, and then find where I can truly get around the applique, seeing where I'm going, keeping that right along the edge of that red line. And tap, tap. Remember, the foot control can totally control whether your needle is. Maybe take one more stitch and be able to get exactly where you want it to be. So that's how easy a blanket stitch applique can be, especially being able to see as you go around it with an open toe foot.